Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that can seriously upgrade your life, like actually change the game for you. We're talking about 10 must-have skills for better communication. Think about it. How many problems in life, whether it's with your partner, your boss, or even that barista who messed up your order, stem from bad communication? It's everywhere. But the good news is, just like learning to budget or invest, communication is a skill you can learn. Better relationships, better career opportunities, less stress. Who doesn't want that? So let's get right into it. Okay, first up is active listening. You know how people say they want to be heard? This is how you actually do that. Active listening means being 100% present in the conversation. Put your phone away, silence your inner monologue, and actually focus on the words, the tone, the emotions behind what they're saying. Nod along, make eye contact, and for the love of good communication, don't interrupt. This shows you're engaged, you care, and you're building trust, all crucial for a good conversation. Next up is empathy. Think of empathy as the ability to step into someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective, even if you wouldn't wear those shoes yourself. Maybe they're Crocs, who knows? When you try to understand where someone is coming from, even if you don't agree with them, it shows you respect them as a person. When people feel heard and understood, it builds a connection that goes way deeper than just words. It opens the door for real, honest communication, and that's where the magic happens. Now let's talk about clarity and conciseness. Time is money, right? Well, it's also valuable in conversations. No one wants to listen to you ramble on forever, no matter how fascinating you think you are. Get to the point. Use simple language, avoid jargon that would make even Warren Buffett scratch his head, and be direct with what you're trying to say. Think of it like writing a tweet. You've only got a limited number of characters to get your message across. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Your message and your audience will thank you for it. Sometimes it's not about the words you say, but how you say them. That's where nonverbal communication comes in. Pay attention to your body language. Are you making eye contact, or are you staring at your shoes? Are your arms crossed, creating a barrier, or are you open and approachable? And don't forget about your tone of voice. Be mindful of these nonverbal cues. They can make or break a conversation. Next up is confidence. And no, this doesn't mean being an arrogant know-it-all. Confidence is about believing in yourself, your ideas, and your worth. It's about speaking up, even when your voice is shaking, because you know you have something valuable to say. Think about it. When you listen to someone who's confident, don't you naturally pay more attention? It's magnetic. People are drawn to confidence because it shows you believe in what you're saying. So practice speaking up, even if it's just in small ways at first. The more you do it, the easier it gets, and trust me, the payoff is huge. All right, let's talk about asking questions. This is one of the most powerful tools in your communication arsenal. Why? Because asking questions shows you're engaged, you're curious, and you actually care about what the other person has to say. And don't just ask yes or no questions. Those are conversation killers. Go for open-ended questions that invite the other person to share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's not just about getting your point across, it's about understanding the other person's perspective. And the best way to do that is to ask questions and actually listen to the answers. Sometimes conversations can be frustrating, people interrupt, they go off on tangents, they say things that make you want to pull your hair out, but that's where patience comes in. Patience is like that friend who always calms you down when you're about to lose it. It's about letting the other person finish their thought, even if you disagree with it, and giving them the space to express themselves fully. Trust me, practicing patience will save you a lot of stress and prevent a lot of arguments. Let's face it, giving and receiving feedback can be tough. No one likes to hear they messed up, and it's easy to get defensive when someone criticizes your work or your ideas. But that's why constructive feedback is so important. The key here is to be specific and focus on the behavior, not the person. Instead of saying, "You're always late," try, "I noticed you were late to the last 3 meetings. Is there anything going on that's causing this?" And when you're on the receiving end of feedback, try to be open-minded and don't take it personally. Remember, feedback is a gift, even if it comes in ugly wrapping paper. Now let's talk about adaptability. Just like you wouldn't wear a suit to the beach, you shouldn't use the same communication style in every situation. You've got to adapt to your audience and the context. Think about it. You wouldn't speak to your boss the same way you speak to your best friend, right? You adjust your tone, your language, your whole demeanor depending on who you're talking to. It's about being aware of your surroundings, reading the room, and adjusting your communication style accordingly. It's a skill that takes practice, but it's essential for building strong relationships and navigating different social situations. Last but not least, let's talk about the importance of a positive attitude. This one might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how much our attitude impacts our communication. Think about it. Would you rather talk to someone who's grumpy and cynical or someone who's upbeat and positive? It's a no-brainer, right? People are naturally drawn to positivity, and it makes communication so much easier. So, how do you cultivate a positive attitude? Well, it starts with mindset. Focus on the good, practice gratitude, and try to see the best in people. Your communication and your overall well-being will thank you for it. And there you have it, the 10 must-have skills for better communication. These skills are like the foundation of any successful relationship, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life. Start practicing these today, one conversation at a time. It might feel awkward at first, just like any new skill, but the more you use them, the more natural they'll become. Better relationships, less stress, more career opportunities. Who wouldn't want that? So go out there, communicate like a pro, and watch your life transform.